Are you searching for a place that feels like home, where the pace is just right and the vibe matches your personality? Well, let me ask you this. Does a city that offers both culture and calm seem like a good place? Today, we're going to dive into what it's really like to live here in the Charlottesville, Virginia area and discover if this could be the perfect fit for you. So grab your cup of coffee, relax, and let's see if Charlottesville checks the boxes and if it's a good fit for your personality. Come on, let's go. First, let's talk about the vibe in Charlottesville. Are you someone who enjoys a mix of history, culture, and modern comfort? If yes, you'll love how this town balances old world charm and vibrant community spirit. So get this, picture a historic pedestrian downtown, right? Mixed with bustling cafes, bookshops, local boutiques. You have buskers running around, or normally buskers don't run around. For those who don't know, a busker is somebody who traditionally will perform for tips, and we see a lot of them on the downtown mall. When my daughter used to dance Irish dance, the Irish school would go down and busk when they needed to fundraise for, say, an upcoming trip or something like that. So, is it a mix of all that? So, Charlottesville is known for its slower, more relaxed pace. It's not a big city. It has grown. I mean, every city has. As someone who has grown up here, I, among everybody, can tell you how much Charlottesville has grown. Because when we moved here, I was just a little podunk thing, and 29 was actually 2 lanes, one each way. The entire strip, there was a huge area between 29 North and 29 South with big oak trees, and really everybody knew your name. That was a big reason my father really held that one over me. Like, people are going to know who you are, and they're going to let me know if they find you doing something, blah, blah, blah. But Charlottesville has grown, but it's still a slower, more relaxed pace. But even though it's not a big city, it's not too sleepy either. If you're someone who loves greeting neighbors as you grab a morning latte at a local, i.e., not Starbucks, at a local cafe, this could definitely be your place. It is not uncommon to run into a familiar face at the weekly farmers markets or at a community event at the downtown mall. Truly, Charlottesville itself is under 50,000, but the Charlottesville area includes Albemarle, Green. So when people say Charlottesville area, it's not just city proper, so just the city center, but it's actually the surrounding area and counties as well. That's still not that big. So it really is not uncommon to be going, let's see, I went to the Farmers in the Park over at Mead Park, and sure enough, like halfway around through the market, I ran into not one, but 2 old clients that I actually helped move into this area. So it's not uncommon. So that community spirit and that vibe are very much so. Now, here with that vibe, let's also talk about, here's where that can be irritating. If you are used to quick, fast paced service providers, what is it? Thumbtack? We do not have Thumbtack. Angie's List? We do not have Angie's List. So if you're used to that, my daughter is up in the Northern Virginia area, and they needed to move a cabinet, huge cabinet, from downstairs up to the second floor of a much older house. There was no way her and her husband could do it, so they just hired a couple guys off Thumbtack. That is not an option here, I will fully admit. Now, there's a lot of people who will claim they can do stuff and they can't. Again, a reason you need to reach out to me once you're living here. But you know what? Reach out to me before so you don't even have these issues and you will already be connected. But where I'm going with this is a lot of folks move into the area and get frustrated because they will call 5 different contractors, and I'm not using that word literally like as in they are sanctioned, licensed, not talking about that, but 5 different entities, how's that do X work. We'll say 3 out of 5 will call them back. 2 out of 5 will come and give an estimate. And then traditionally it's a 50-50 shot if anybody actually shows up at the promised time on the promised day. Now, another great reason that you want to work with me, I do a lot of this vetting and have my preferred list of folks. And I have master plumbers. I have master electricians. And not only that, these people you will be blown away with. They are not large companies, but they do amazing jobs. And I know that because if somebody screws up or if somebody screws one of my clients over, somebody ghosts one of my clients, they are off Pam's list. So we don't have Angie's list, we have Pam's list. And that's even better. Okay, so what's next? Looking at your vibe. Is this the right place? Is it not? Will Charlottesville meet all of your needs? Well, number two. So next up on the test is going to be community. I'm telling you, this has become, and I guess it's because we got so separated over the past several years with COVID. Now we find people really searching for community. The heart of Charlottesville truly lives in its community. Are you someone who values those connections, meaningful relationships, and community involvement? If that sounds like you, then you'll fit right in. That will be fabulous. Here, it's easy to become part of something. And it doesn't matter what that is. And it doesn't matter really where your love lies. But Charlottesville, first off, I think it's very easy to make community. And I guess I'm also biased because when I'm helping people and helping them relocate into the area, by the time it's said and done, holy crap, I feel like I've made new friends. I was just at the client's house and they shared some phenomenal coffee. It was Puerto Rican coffee. I won't even say where they're from because it's actually, but they shared some spices. We used the spices for grilling. So good. Anyways, what I'm saying is my clients become friends. So I guess I envision everybody as having an easy sense of community. So honestly, whether it's joining a book club, volunteering at one of the numerous nonprofit organizations, or just being part of the thriving art scene, you'll find there are plenty of ways to get involved. I know in the past I have volunteered with so many avenues, everything from I actually am still foster for a couple of animal rescues in this area. I have been on dog walking duty at some of the SPCAs. I have helped with the physical fitness community, running and walking with the Women's 4-Miler Training Program. I have been involved with lots and lots of stuff. Wow, I've been involved more than I thought. How did I do it? Anyways, whatever your love is, there's something for you. There's a saying in Charlottesville, it feels like a small town with big city amenities. Now, I'm not sure about that. Maybe a smaller town with a metropolitan feel, but it's still welcoming, ready to connect, but the community still holds tight to those smaller town values. Now, again, since I've grown up here, truly, that was part of how I was raised, in that my father said, you do not do X, Y, and Z because I will know about it and I will find out about it. The other part of that, obviously, when I was raised here, is that if somebody knew my folks or knew me, They had full parental village permission to punish me if they found out I had screwed something up or did something I wasn't supposed to. And then they would call and inform my parents. It was one of those, please don't call my parents. I will give you my left hand at the school if you do not call my parents, because I did not want them to be involved. So is it that? No, I think that's gone many, many years ago. But it still holds those tight, smaller town values. Doing the right thing, finding a wallet, or actually, I just saw a bunch of these, finding a credit card in a parking lot, putting it on Nextdoor app. If this XYZ person is on here, I found your Visa, I turned it into the XYZ Visa place that it was found at, kind of thing. I found a wallet. It had, if you can claim it, it's just oftentimes things that you think have gone away have not in Charlottesville. And honestly, it's a place where people genuinely care about each other. So if you're looking to make friends, get involved with the local causes, honestly, Charlottesville is going to be a perfect fit for your personality. What do you think? So what do you think so far? Do you see yourself living in Charlottesville? As a local realtor and someone who's grown up here, I have left and returned multiple times. And that is why I do these videos. It is not to sell you on Charlottesville, because I am the first one to tell you, I do not think it is a good fit for everybody. Okay, number one. Number two, I am not the Chamber of Commerce. I am an active local realtor who wants to make sure, and like a matchmaker, I want to introduce you to the right fit. It is not my job. It is not any of that to sell you on Charlottesville or a certain community or anything else. I want to make sure that it is a right fit for you and for everyone who is relocating with you. Next up, another determination if Charlottesville is going to be a good fit for you and for your bubble of people. Let's talk about the lifestyle here. If you're someone who loves the great outdoors, you'll have no shortage of adventure here in Charlottesville. Do you like hiking? Do you like kayaking? Do you just enjoy being out in nature? The Blue Ridge Mountains are practically in our backyard. And I'm not talking about go north, turn left, and you'll get there in an hour. I'm talking popping over, go hiking. Quite honestly, you can go hiking on Route 20 at the Saunders Mountain Trail, which is a paved ADA compliant trail right down in the heart of Charlottesville. You can go up onto the Blue Ridge Mountains because truly they're practically in our backyard. You can go jump and participate on the Appalachian Trail when it has recovered. Acknowledging that there was with the recent hurricane, did some major damage, starting in part of the Virginia on the Appalachian Trail and going all the way through Georgia. So if that is one of your dreams and things, you best look to 2025 for that. But it's all in your backyard. That's what I'm trying to get across. There are trails for every level of hiker, from easy scenic walks such as the Saunders Mountain Trail, where you can park at the base, you can walk on a paved, cleared ADA, so less than 5% grade compliant, or you can go on a challenging hike that rewards you with breathtaking views, such as Humpback Rock. Actually, that one makes me giggle because recently on Reddit, I read the post went something to the effect of, Humpback Rock hike, it should be called straight ass going up a mountain. And I thought, been there, done that. Ain't that the truth? But you know what? It sucks going up. Well, it doesn't suck. It's fine. But if you're not ready or prepared for it, let's just say that it will challenge your breathing capabilities. But once you get up there, holy moly, it is not to be missed. So those breathtaking views are just quite honestly all around us. And if you prefer something more leisurely, the Shenandoah National Park is a favorite for family picnics and scenic drives. I don't think it's closed right now. Now, the Shenandoah National Park, you pick up and you do have to pay an entrance fee. There's a very high likelihood you'll see a lot of natural wildlife, especially depending on the time of year. One of my favorite times of year actually to go up there is when the temperature has dipped to freezing, because you see all these natural springs throughout your drive. That's why if you want something more leisurely, that have frozen into little waterfalls. I think it looks magical and spectacular with the sun gleaming off of it. But you know what? We're getting ready to go into leaf peeping season here any day. It's going to be gorgeous for that. It's going to be gorgeous. And I think it's gorgeous when all the leaves are off, because you can see the extent and the topography. And I think it's gorgeous when it's spring and those brand new leaves of vibrant green are coming out. So really, and that's why a lot of folks who live here actually have an annual pass, because that way you can just pop up there for, grab a charcuterie board or grab some fried chicken, sandwiches from the market, and just head up there, have a nice leisurely picnic, take in a sunset. Normally I've been up on the parkway for sunrise, which is breathtaking and magical in its own way, but lots of folks enjoying. Now, if hiking or driving for a picnic is not your thing, that's okay. Beyond the mountains, Charlottesville also has an abundance of parks and open spaces for you to be able to relax or take your dog for a walk, even along the waterway. I'm thinking specifically about going right now, again, lots of flooding going on with the Rivanna, but there's lots of walkways down in Charlottesville that go right along the waterway, going out, there's just lots of options. You're just never too far from nature when you are in this area. And if you love the idea of visiting a winery on a warm or crisp afternoon, you'll fit right in. There are well over 30 vineyards within an hour's drive. You can spend the day sipping wine, soaking in the stunning vineyard views, because like the sign says at Afton Vineyard, grapes don't grow in ugly places. And it is oh so true. So it doesn't matter if you want to go east, west, north, south. Each direction is going to take you to a variety, an abundance. You're going to be able to hit a vineyard whenever you want to go. It doesn't even have to be on the weekends. Weekends, you're going to find a lot of folks, a lot of tourists, a lot of visitors, especially from the Northern Virginia area, because they're trying to escape the rat race. If you're living here, you aren't in the rat race anymore. So you can actually pop over on Wednesday afternoon, because Wednesday was a yucky day for you at work, and just sit there and remember why that you love living in Charlottesville. Now, how does that sound? I mean, are you ready to move? I work with folks all the time, helping them to relocate. And honestly, if you're already here, I have been helping folks locally sell and buy for years. Often because when they did move into the area, they didn't know where or what, and they ended up in a neighborhood or area that is just flat out not right for them. Save your money. Reach out to me first. Let's chat. Let's connect. If you want to work with me, great. If not, I can connect you with somebody else. That is absolutely fine. Not going to hurt my feelings either. But you at least know me now, right? But the point is, save your money. Watch my other videos. Connect with me. Let's talk about it. We're going to know once you and I chat, quite honestly, where the best places are going to be. Again, not my job to sell you on anything, because this is truly about you and not me. This is not me paying a mortgage every month. That is you. So this is all about you, not me. If somebody's trying to push you into doing something, you need to run, period, flat out. Okay, getting off my soapbox and on to the next one. And this one is also near and dear to me. Number 4, are you a good fit? Well, maybe the arts and cultural scene is what makes your heart beat faster. If so, let me share what Charlottesville has to offer. The town and the areas around have a rich artistic community. There are art galleries that feature nothing but local artists, that have local artists in residence. There are theaters for every level, from little people theaters all the way up to theaters that you can catch performances ranging from Shakespeare to contemporary plays, and music venues that bring in big acts alongside focusing and highlighting our local talent. So are you someone who loves music then? Because Charlottesville sure does. It really is one of the biggest surprises to people. Ting Pavilion downtown hosts live concerts all year round. You'll always find plenty of intimate spots featuring local musicians every weekend, and oftentimes during the week. Coffee shops, vineyards, restaurants. I was actually just talking to someone in my office, and we were talking about the front porch, which is it has local musicians playing all the time. And she didn't recognize that. She did not know that. So now she's checking it out. Charlottesville has a musical soul, and there is something for every taste, whether it's classical, whether it's bluegrass, or indie rock, or quite honestly, even Irish. There's a couple of bands that are all local musicians, and they perform Irish music. So Irish fiddle, Irish guitar, more on drums. It's the 10 whistle. So there's just, if you can't find it, you're not looking, is what it comes down to. If your personality, your fit is you're the type of person who needs a good concert or a quiet evening of spoken poetry, you're going to feel right at home here. Options, options, options. Now, talking about being a good fit, the next thing I want to mention is I would actually be remiss if I didn't talk about a few things that may not work out for everyone. Charlottesville isn't a bustling metropolis. Please not acknowledge that and know that. If you're used to the nonstop energy of a big city like DC, New York, Chicago, and recently I saw somebody compare us to Miami, which I thought, you are smoking the devil's lettuce, but that's a whole nother story. It will feel so quiet here. It will feel like you are truly out in the middle of a cow pasture in Charlottesville, not a bustling metropolis. Okay, that can be a plus or minus. So again, depending on your personality, but just making sure you recognize that. Another one that I want to make sure that you recognize, because I think you hear it and you see it on a lot of boards and complaints and stuff, and it honestly, I'm just going to say it, traffic. Traffic here can be frustrating at times, especially during rush hours, traditionally an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. It is not comparable to big city traffic, but I give you, for a smaller town, it can be a bit surprising, okay? Also added to that, a lack of road planning, and it has led to some very unique circumstances. So what do I mean by that? Well, the heart of Charlottesville is very much in a grid pattern, but then as soon as you get away from that, somebody was drunk when they were designing the roads. So it truly is, there's no pattern after you leave that very small circle of grid pattern. The other thing is that frustrates so many people is street names will change. You won't go off the road. You may go around a turn. You may cross a bridge. You may, I don't know, just continue on the same road. And then all of a sudden you'll look up and you'll notice that you were on road A, but now all of a sudden you're on road B name. So that's also very, very frustrating. The other big thing, housing. Housing here is in high demand, which means the cost of buying a home can be a little steep, especially when you're comparing us to other smaller towns in Virginia. Now, are we that far off the average? No, honestly, we're not, because unfortunately, the past several years. So, if housing cost is something that you need to keep it in context, because if affordability is your top concern, Charlottesville in the immediate Charlottesville area probably not going to be a good fit. Now, on that same note, I'm going to say, because again, it's not just Charlottesville, it's not just Albemarle. We're talking a very large donut around that Charlottesville donut hole. There is something for everyone. But yes, unfortunately, the larger your budget, the more options you're going to have, especially if you're looking for new construction. But just keep that in top of mind. All right. So, who is Charlottesville perfect for? Someone who loves culture, but also craves connection. If you want a small town feel, but access to amazing dining, music, activities, then honestly, this could be your ideal home, your ideal location. It's a place where families thrive, retirees find peace, and young professionals can have excellent work-life balance. If you love outdoor activities or to want to be a part of a tight-knit community and appreciate and accept slower, more thoughtful pace of life, I guess is what I really should say, you'll find it very much at home to plant your roots here in the Charlottesville community, as I have again for many, many years. Again, I have grown up here. I have moved away. I have come back. My husband and I have raised our family here. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people say, call me a negative Nancy. I love Charlottesville. And I'm trying to get that across to you, but I'm not trying to sell you, because if my daughter were listening, and who knows, she may be, she'd be like, oh my God, those all sound horrific, and I'm never moving back to Charlottesville, because it's not the right fit, not for everybody. Okay. So on that, ultimately, only you can decide if Charlottesville is the right fit for you and for those you're moving with, your partner, your spouse, moving by yourself with your four-legged best friend. I don't know. Again, the area is very welcoming, and it doesn't matter what those backgrounds are. I hope this guide has helped you get a clearer picture of what life is like around here, like what life is really like. Because I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, bells, whistles, unicorns flying over the rainbow. And it is not going to be perfect for everybody. But if you're ready to explore, or if you have more questions about what it's like to live here, I'd love to help you. Again, I am a local realtor who specializes in relocation, but I have years of helping locally, buying, selling, relocated within the community, locating from out of the community, actually locating from out of the state, country even. Please feel free to reach out. Also, comment below with your thoughts, and I would love for you to subscribe for insights and more information on Charlottesville. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, I hope you have a very fabulous, sunny, bright, shiny day, and I look forward to talking to you next time on Living in Charlottesville. Bye!